निर्विशेष शून्यवादे पाश्चात्यादिशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा जय गुरुदेवा गुरुदेवा जय गुरुदेवा नित्य गौर हरि बोल नित्य गौर हरि बोल निताई गौर सीतानाथ प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। जय श्रीमद् भगवत गीता की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, गुरु महाराज की जय, निताई गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। हरे कृष्णा। वेलकम this session on reading the purports and translations of Srimad Bhagavad Gita by Srila Prabhupada. And yesterday we were just scanning through the translations and getting to know the whole scenario, what is going on. But right now, we'll just see what Prabhupada has to say for the dilemma, the confusions of Arjuna. Arjuna had real big confusion. We can see here. It's called confusion because Prabhupada is mentioning so. So let us see what is happening right now and what is Prabhupada has to say for the feelings which Arjuna is expressing. Okay. And we'll know the entire purpose of Bhagavad Gita and the first, what Arjuna is confused about, and the sequence of questions Arjuna is going to ask further, from which we will understand the purpose of Bhagavad Gita and what made Arjuna fight at the end. Okay, Arjuna didn't make a decision on second chapter, third chapter, fifth chapter. It went till 18th, right? So we should know that it is taken into a culmination point where Arjuna was a great warrior and a good decision maker. And if he has agreed to determinately fight war, which generally here we see that he is not interested. At the end, the last verse of this chapter, we saw that Arjuna is placing the bow and arrow down on the ground and he's saying, Krishna, I will not fight. So this is the last verse, if you see. What is that? Arjuna, having Sanjaya saying, thus spoken on the battlefield, cast aside this bow and arrow, and sat down on the chariot, his mind overwhelmed with grief. Yeah, before that, he will see that there is a, what is the use? And next chapter, till 6th verse, he is speaking. So in the next chapter, if you see, Krishna is further speaking. So 6, not only 6, I think 8 or 10. So here you can see that. He's giving various reasons. Till sloka 9, if you see the next chapter. Sanjaya said, having spoken thus, Arjuna, the chastiser of enemies, told Krishna, Govinda, I shall not fight, and fell silent. Okay, Krishna is not talking in the first chapter. It's all confusion of Arjuna, it is called. So typically, we won't refer the slokas as big authority. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna's Bhagavad Gita, it is there. Bhagavad Gita, it is there. Generally, because in Bhagavad Gita, Dhritarashtra is also speaking, there, and also Duryodhana is speaking a little bit, very little. And then of course, Sanjay is describing, and there is a conversation between Krishna and Arjuna. So we need to know the whole thing. We cannot just like that comment on the in the central portions. We give opinions. So generally, people take Bhagavad Gita and they just speak only a certain portion, and they think that, okay, I know Bhagavad Gita, and this is the conclusion of Bhagavad Gita. Arjuna shouldn't have said like that. Whatever Arjuna said is right. What Krishna did in this way. So the culmination point is the end. So we need to go through the entire thing to have an overall perspective and understanding of what exactly is going on, what is being taught to Arjuna, what has been told to him, which was really amazing, that a great warrior and a clear decision maker, and he's by demigod's mantra, he appeared. He's not like an ordinary person who's normally we all undergo confusion whether to do, not to do, whether to do, not to do every day. Very, very simple things. From very beginning of life, you start which school to put the child. And when the child goes to a particular school, whether it should be English medium or whatever, it should be CBSE board or something. And then it is to the next. Everything there is confusion. Which to choose after 10th standard, what to choose. Then in college, what to do, how to get the job, and then what to do, what not to do, whether to do a business or job or this or that, confusion. So we are in constant confusion. We are regular human beings, but Arjuna and all are very, very, very expert decision makers. And he was very strong warrior. Very strong warrior, focused person. He was pleased his spiritual master, that Dronacharya. He was not totally a spiritual master. Dronacharya was a teacher of war, or the martial arts and the war tactics. And those things which are essential for a Kshatriya has been taught. And the teacher is so pleased by his focus. And nobody had such a focus like Arjuna. So we'll see certain aspects of Arjuna's character. And then we'll see that how, but he's first here, he's making a decision that having spoken thus, Arjuna, chastised of enemies, told Krishna, Govinda, I shall not fight, and fell silent. The end of the 18th chapter later, we'll see that Arjuna is telling, yes, I will fight. So what did he give? Krishna give a motivational speech? Or did Krishna convince him by some negotiative talks, psychological manipulation? So what was it? And it was certainly different from anything which we think in this world. People just casually say, oh, Krishna gave a very motivating speech. No, because Arjuna is such a person, he doesn't require a motivational speech. Arjuna is not an ordinary person. So this we really need to understand who Arjuna is, and he's speaking for the world welfare. We can see this is second chapter. So let's go back to the first chapter. And let us see the purports, and then we can discuss on this. Being a great warrior and focused person, a very wonderful, clear decision maker, everything. Arjuna was a classic person, very powerful. So let us see. He's saying something, he's saying very genuinely. And let us see Prabhupada's purports also. So now Arjuna is telling, place my chariot between the armies. Let me see who has come to lay their life in this war and fight. Like that. Okay. So we are seeing 24th verse, first chapter. Kindly repeat. Sanjaya Uvacha.
Sanjay
Sanjay
Evamukto Rishikesho.
Devamukto Rishikesho
Gudakeshena Bharata.
Gulakesena
Rakeshana
Bharata
Bharata
Senayor Madhye.
मध्ये
Seniyorubayorbadhe
Stapayitva Radottamam.
Sthapitva Rathottamam.
Sorry. Okay. Kindly read translation and purport. Or translation I'll read. The purport you read. Okay. Translation. Sanjaya said, O descendant of Bharata, having thus been addressed by Arjuna, Lord Krishna drew up the fine chariot in the midst of the armies of both parties. Purport.
In this verse, Arjuna is referred as Gunakesh. Gunakesh means Gunaka means sleep, and one who conquers the sleep is called Gunakesh. Sleep also means ignorance. So Arjuna conquered both sleep and ignorance because of his friendship with Krishna. As a great devotee of the Krishna, he could not forget Krishna even for a moment, because that is the nature of a devotee, either in waking or in sleep. A devotee of the Lord can never be free from the thinking of Krishna's name, forms, qualities, and pastimes. Thus, a devotee of Krishna can conquer both sleep and ignorance simply by thinking of Krishna constantly. This is called Krishna consciousness or Samadhi. As Rishikesh, or the director of the senses and the mind of every living entity, Krishna could understand Krishna's purpose in placing the chariot in the midst of armies. Thus he did so and spoke as follows.
जय शिल प्रभुपाद की जय गुरु महाराज की जय ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः मुखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घायते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्यमीश्वरम् जय गुरु महाराज की जय शिल प्रभुपाद की जय So here this verse, if you see, Evamukto Rishikesho Gudakeshena Bharata. So Sanjaya is telling. So after Arjuna speaking all this, Senayor Ubayor Madhye Stapayitva Radottamam, the sweet Rishikesha, is driving the chariot in between both the armies on the order of course, the Gudakesha Bharata. So he's also called Bharata. We'll see that later. How this entire thing is Bharata Varsha, and there is a Bharata Maharaj, great devotee of Krishna, wonderful devotee of Krishna, mentioned in Bhagavatam. And then this Gudakeshena Bharata. So Senayor Mahabharata, also the name of the war. So the Bharata, Prabhupada is mentioning that the entire world, right now, whatever we are seeing as America, Africa, whatever, everything put together was a single country, and everything is called as Bharata, not just India. Even though in due course of 5,000 years is a too long period, and it was shrunken and shrunken and shrunken, and that Milecha civilization and others have taken over, and then now we are calling only India as Bharata. Gradually, certain portions are divided and divided. For example, a simple example which we can see in the immediate past is the example of division of Pakistan and Bangladesh. Earlier, it was even bigger. The Bharata was shrinking, we can see very easily. So in the history that there was some Muslim invasions, and then there was from what is Afghanistan and things like that. And at that time, the Himalayas, entire Himalayas, till if you see the Himalayas goes further also, it was broken into pieces right now. When we come to Bhagavatam, we'll see that the architecture of the universe, architecture of the Bhumandala, everything we can see when we do Bhakti Vaibhava. But right now, you understand that the entire world was called Bharata. And we can see during the British time, when the British were leaving India, they already left already left. They were chased away. And after the Gandhi's movement, Gandhi didn't become any leader. But the world, the India was divided, and some people wanted leadership over. So they said that we want leadership of certain community and all. So it was divided. The right side and left side, both east and west, were cut off into different countries. And some places they say that we want separate country. We want Tamil Nadu to be separate country. In this way, when somebody has a desire to rule a particular area, they say that, okay, I don't have a capacity to rule the entire India, but give me this portion, give me. So this is also a concept of division, divide and conquer. So the conquering is go to the another country and divide it into small, small pieces. Then it can be easily ruled. This is the British philosophy, that divide and conquer. This was the philosophy. So after they left, they divided into states. The India was broken into many, many states like that. And in Charitamrita, in purport, Prabhupada is mentioning, generally it was Dravida, Gaudiya. There was Dravida and Gaudiya, that's all. So this Gaudiya includes entire almost North India, Bihar, Patna, Bihar, Bengal, Utkal, that is Orissa, Punjab, till Punjab, everything was Uttar Pradesh, everything put together was called Gaudiya. And Dravida is the south, below Orissa, it was called Dravida. This was the only two divisions. And then later, it was divided by British into various states. And then now we think, okay, permanently the states are there. Based on the language, it is divided, or based on, we assume. And then further they divide. Like there is a difference between this division and being together. Some example can be taken from certain families. Like if you take Rajasthan and all, they beget a lot of children, and most of them don't go for studies or education. They take care of whatever parents are doing, the father is doing, and the uncles, father, uncle, everybody generally live like a joint family, and they get to know things from that, and they don't divide it further. When the children grow up, the parents will continue to take care of their property. The children will take the nearby properties or some other property for lease, and they will repeat and they will do that kiti, whatever that agriculture, and they will gradually purchase it and join back with the family property. In this way, it expands and expands and expands. And there is another kind of people. If you take South India and all, now it's all the agriculture is totally going away. The reason being, when there is a family, the father is having 4 children. Like as I told one example, the father had 4 children. The 4 children go and acquire more. They get trained in the family. They go and with the guidance of the elders, they acquire more property and join back with the family properties. One methodology. Another is when the father is having 4 children, the children grow up and they want their own property. So the father's property is divided into 4 divisions. So then it gets smaller. If the father is having like 12 acres and everybody is getting like 3 acres, and it becomes smaller. So one of the son is having another 2 children, then they also divide the property further. So in this way, divide. At last, it becomes a too small land for real benefit for the effort which they are putting. So they would like to either sell it or leave it like that, and they move to cities for some job, and they just leave that. So this is like division. So that is like multiplication, expansion. Like take for example, why Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur was displeased with the earlier. He felt GBC has to be formed. Is when he started the movement, he had his father. Bhakti Vinod Thakur had some bhakti centers he had. So one of the center even in Orissa is now our ISKCON temple. So what was done is it was divided between you take this, I take this kind of attitude is not that. Then he created some centers, and the son, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Bhakti Vinod Thakur did in Orissa and Bengal many Namahatas and centers. And then when Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur came, he expanded it further into 64 Gaudiya Maths across India. And when his disciple, our Prabhupada came, he expanded it further into many, many centers, the same system of Mangalarti, Darshanarti. It's not introduced by Prabhupada. It was already there. The 64 Angas were introduced by Rupa Goswami. We will see that in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, and that has been practically implemented in the centers, and that Bhakti centers were, we'll generally call it Bhakti centers, and that was started by Bhaktivinoda Thakur as starting with Namahata and small center, and which was further expanded beyond Bengal and Orissa into, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, of course, traveled South India, but mostly his footprint was there in Bengal, in Nadia, and of course, full Bengal, and also in Orissa due to his stay in Puri. So that was easier. So that was first base. And then we expanded in this Acharya Parampara into the next level. We went into the 64 Gaudiya Maths across India. And then when Srila Prabhupada went, then he made it all over the world. So in this way, the Acharya Parampara keeps, you don't see the institution. If you just keep the institution down and look at only the Acharya Parampara's contribution, the people whom, the personalities, great personalities and Acharyas and dear devotees of Krishna, pure devotees on the altar, we are keeping these personalities. So we should recognize everybody's contribution, not just Prabhupada's only is not like that. Everybody has contributed, and we can see that it gets expanded like a children of the proper father. They expand and expand and expand. So why Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur was little upset was, of course, they are taking care of all the deities and everything very nicely, even now Gaudiya Math. But the disciples wanted to divide it among themselves rather than just accumulating them. So expansion is a part of unity. So that is the way it was. So this Bharata Varsha was now the Bharata Varsha, Prabhupada is mentioning in some purports in Bhagavatam that how the entire Bharata Maharaj, he ruled the entire planet. Whatever you call as planet right now, as the entire planet was under a single rule, Bharata Maharaj. So the entire planet was called Bharata Varsha. More than this, actually, whatever you see and more, a little more is there, which is not coming under the radar. All those things were ruled by Bharata Maharaj. So then it was broken. Now we have on this India, then Mahabharata war was there. Half of the world was fighting with half of the world. And then we see that the destruction has happened by the will of Krishna. This is Sarvadharman Parityaja. So Krishna wanted something. We'll see that how it is, the Bhagavad Gita is taking us through. And the question answers, we can clearly understand at the end what exactly has happened. Not based on the history, material speaking, but spiritually, we'll see that how the spirituality is a very essential education even to sustain our life in this world. How practically spirituality is very essential in this present life also to execute successful things. We'll see that over the period of our course of reading. So you should understand that Bharata is addressed by the king who ruled that time. So is a descendant of Bharata. Bharata's descendants were ruling. So Arjuna addresses Bharata. And here, if you see Gudakesha, the word Gudaka Isha. Guda means sleep. Isha means controller. When he wants, he will sleep. When he don't want, he won't sleep. So we means in the daytime we are awake, in the nighttime we sleep. Now we get into some shift system. If you're working in IT, then we are also gradually becoming Gudakesha. That we don't have a specific time to sleep, but the sleep is overcoming us. It is pushing us, and that we are forced to sleep at a certain point, if not day and night, whatever. But we want sleep. But Arjuna, he can just live like that 10 days, 15 days without sleep only. He has conquered the sleep. And he purposely want to take a little rest. He can just take a rest whenever he desires. And he can fight in the darkness because he has conquered sleep. He has a very clear vision even in the night. So I was telling he's not an ordinary person. He's very, very powerful. We'll keep seeing Dhananjaya. We already saw that he accumulated great wealth for the yajna sacrifices of Yudhishthira. So now we are seeing another name of Arjuna. Devotee's name also is as glorious as Krishna's. So we say that Gudakesha. So yes, and this Sanjay is telling. So because the Gudakesha, the conqueror of sleep, the Bharata, the descendant of Bharata, he ordered Krishna, kindly place my chariot within the midst of armies. Hearing this, Eva Mukto Rishikesho, Gudakeshena Bharata. What he did, Senayor Ubayor Madhye. Madhya means middle of the Sena. He's just placing stapayitva. Stapana means he's positioning the Rathottamam. So great Ratha, not ordinary, just a Ratha is not mentioned. Ratha Uttama. So Uttama means the great, the finest. So we say Uttama, we say Purushottama, Bhagavan Jagannath Swami ki jai, like that. So the Purushottama Bhagavan Jagannath. Uttama means the great. Uttama. Tamam means ignorance. No? All of you know Tama Guna, Tama. Tama means low, inferior. Uttama means never inferior. It's the topmost, superior, we can say. So he placed the chariot. So here Prabhupada is mentioning that Arjuna is mentioned as Gurakesha, the conqueror of sleep. And sleep also means ignorance. So both are there. So Arjuna conquered both sleep and ignorance. He is not under ignorance. Should never think that, okay, Arjuna is under ignorance like us. He's foolishly making a decision. Never underestimate the power of a pure devotee. So sometimes the Mahabharata and all are described saying some decisions which are made by Pandavas were wrong. So we should be very, very careful. We are not offending pure devotees. Whatever little bit devotion we have acquired, we will lose if we offend pure devotees. And the devotees doesn't mean only the devotees are around us. Whenever we hear the danger of for Vaishnava Aparadh, we'll be very, very careful because we are chanting. And if we climb on 2 steps, we go back 4 steps below, down. Then climbing back again is very, very difficult if we keep offending devotees or so around us. We should be very, very careful about dealing with devotees because every devotee who's chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra is very dear to Krishna and Krishna is watching. We cannot be very casual and passing comments and hurting and very casual with them. We should really, really be careful about how we are dealing with devotees. At the same time, when we are reading about pure devotees in the scriptures, we should be very careful not to judge them by some public opinion, which is very well spread in social media or casually, the Mayavadi philosophers, they casually pass the comments. And a person who has never understood the materialistic persons who claim themselves to be knower of Mahabharata, they just casually comment on the activities of pure devotees. So we should be very careful because Arjuna is not under ignorance. The activities of Panchapandavas were well guided by Krishna because Krishna is their friend. See that they are not ordinary. We are just worshipping deity. But Krishna as a person, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, was every day mixing with them, talking with them. How can they be of ignorance? So we cannot judge them, the pure devotees, to be us like ourselves. Let it be Brahma, let it be Arjuna, Panchapandavas. No casual commenting. Only from Shastras we need to understand from Srila Prabhupada and Acharyas and clearly have a clear understanding of who they are. So there is now media is very famous. So we are just seeing some serials, and then we to an extent we understand the personality. But sometimes seriously we think something wrong about them, which is not essential. So as a great devotee of Krishna, he could not forget Krishna even for a moment. How can ignorance be there? Completely. See, this is the description given by Srila Prabhupada about Arjuna. So if they cannot forget Krishna even for a moment, how can they make mistakes? They're just instruments in the hand of Krishna. Krishna wanted it to happen. Even if the gambling match or whatever it is, Krishna wanted it to happen. So because they're always thinking of Krishna, they just become a casual instrument on the hands of Krishna. Because that is the nature of a devotee. That is devotee. So either in waking or sleep, a devotee of the Lord can never be free from thinking of Krishna's name, form. Krishna doesn't mean just the form alone. His name is not different from him. So if we are not able to remember the form because I don't know much about Krishna, how can I think always Krishna? We can chant. His name is not different from him. So as much as possible, if we are not in a position to chant in front of others, if we are in office or we are in public place, we can chant within the mind. Guru Maharaj said, even within the mind, you chant loudly. Don't chant silently, like that. So we chant name. And then we see the form in the deities in the temple now. So beautifully, all the temples' deities are there online. You can say, if you go to Mayapur.tv, There is not YouTube or Facebook or anything. Directly Mayapur.tv. You go there, many temples, darshanarthi, everything you can see. Like for example, it has become night. Maybe you are working in shifts, and you are a little bit awake in the night, and you want to see some arati or some Bhagavatam class. You can click American Los Angeles temple, and you can hear that Bhagavatam class. Or you can click some other temple in Japan or somewhere, which is available in MyPTV. I think they have hosted many temples, and many temples are there, boxes and boxes. You can see all the temples. So you can just visit and have darshan right now, right this very moment, like Prabhupada 360-degree Krishna consciousness is given by Srila Prabhupada, that in all 24 hours, there is this very moment, there is Mangalarti happening. This very moment, there is Darshanarti happen. This very moment, there is Sainarti happen. This very moment, there is Bhagavatam class going on somewhere. This very moment, there is a Bhagavad Gita class going on somewhere. In some temple, the routine, if you see, even in the temple's routine, you see that. Because the world, when we are in India, it becomes night. In America, it is day. So now we are in the evening, 9 o'clock. Is morning 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock in America. So now, right now, morning Bhagavatam class will be going in American temples. And before this, it was Bhagavatam class in Europe. And before that, it was in Gulf. And before that, it was in India. Before that, it was in Malaysia and other places. Before that, it was in China. And before that, it was in Japan, Australia. In this way, the entire world has 24 hours. At one particular point of time, some place of the world is having either morning or morning like this. Morning, afternoon, evening, all the times are there at one place. And Prabhupada has made, and it has further expanded. Prabhupada made 108 temples, and it has further expanded into many 1008. It's going to be 1008. Guru Maharaj said 800 and something or there, which is officially, other than Namahatas or Bhakti Vrikshas, which are small outposts or small centers, which are not coming into the mainstream. The mean itself is 800. So this much is that. So this is like 24 hours. So a person can remember Krishna 24 hours. It is possible by the blessings of acharyas and the blessing of pure devotees and acharyas. They are establishing a system in which nobody will be left out without Krishna. So see here, either in waking or in sleep, a devotee of the world, a Lord, can never be free from thinking of Krishna's name, form, qualities, and pastimes. So yes, his name, form, qualities, and pastimes are that Krishna's. So not just name. So we have varieties. Oh, should I meditate on the Shyama Sundara form of Krishna? No, we are not into meditation. We are devotees. So what and all we'll do? We'll chant Hare Krishna. And we'll also see the form in the temple. And we'll worship the form. So many festivals are nice things in the temple. And not only temple, in the home also. Prabhupada is mentioning how the post office is placing a post box in each of the area. Same way, each of the area, each of the house, every home should have deities. This is a desire of Srila Prabhupada. And the home deities are not different from the temple deities. When we are properly initiated, when we properly receive the deities and worshipping properly, then there is non-different. So the deities worship, or at least photographs. We can have photographs of the favorite deities. Otherwise, we can digitally see. For example, if I am locked up in some place and suddenly I need to offer prasadam, I'm buying some fruits, I'm very hungry, I'm in the street. So I just bought, I'm traveling. I buy fruits and immediately on the spot in the mobile, I can take just Radha Mother picture or your temple deity picture. Who is your favorite right now? Just take some Jagannath picture, take Jagannath Baldev Shuddhamai with Acharya Parampara, any altar picture you can take online, or you can run the mypur.tv or some temple's deities video and immediately keep it in front and offer that very moment, that very place. Takes. So this is very simple. That moment we can offer in the street and you can take prasad. Nobody can say that I'm not getting prasad. This much is expanded. And you want cooked food, of course, you need to make some arrangements. But for certain food stuffs, like raw food stuffs, even which are steamed or something like that, mungfali, you can fried mungfali or steamed mungfali, you can get very easily and you can just offer on the spot. And then you can take prasadam. Why to take non-prasadam? So form. The Lord form is expanded now digitally also. Not just it's in the temple or at home. Digitally, any moment, any dunya mutti mein, they're saying now the Supreme Personality of God is just come and sat in your lap in the form of mobile. Just take the mobile and the Lord is there, just there. And you think he's not different? He's different. Oh, this is digital. Krishna will not come in digital. Who said? If he can come in the wood paintings, in the mind, he can also come in pixels. So there is one form authorized by the scriptures. He comes in colors. Colors or the painting. So the pixel is nothing but the painting. So how the photograph is authorized, same way this is also authorized. The acharyas declare this, not we declare. According to my culture, in my Tamil Nadu or in my Sanskriti, it is not. No, your Sanskriti is not no use. Acharyas and the scriptures, Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra are the authority. Not your own mental and your family background and your Khandan and your Kula Kotra. These are all not going to help you. They didn't help you till now, even to sustain your life. So then, acharyas only. So this is form and the qualities of Krishna. Krishna is, like we see, very, very Bhaktavatsala, where Arjuna is telling Krishna, please put my chariot, let me see. And Krishna is driving the chariot and taking him. How wonderful is Krishna? So these qualities of Krishna is so amazing. So one time, I'll tell you a pastime of Bhagavad Gita. This is surely we need to listen before we even start, because these blessings which Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gives through the pastimes are unlimited. So Krishna's pastime are known very well by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastime. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to South India, in South, he stayed in one place for 4 months, and that place is called Rangakshetra or Sri Rangam, it is called. So this in the Rangakshetra, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stayed for 4 months, and there only he cultivated the family of Gopala Bhatta Goswami, who was one of the 6 Goswamis whom we worship in the altar as 6 Goswamis. At that time, the Gopala Bhatta Goswami was 6-8 years like that. So in the Sri Rangam, lot of wonderful pastime happened every day. In 4 months is not ordinary. Even if you calculate 6 days, 30 days in a month, then it is 120 days continuously staying in one place, taking bath, and there is a river Kaveri. So one time, there is beautiful Vishnu's temple there, and it is said to be the Shirodaka Sai Vishnu. Is said to be Shirodaka Sai Vishnu. So this temple is very famous, and it's one of the biggest temple in South India. Or then Lord Chaitanya used to visit the temple every day, and he used to go around the city town. So one man, he was every day sitting, and he was holding Bhagavad Gita in his hand, and he was simply crying, and people were simply laughing at him. They were just laughing, and they were making fun of him, and they were passing some comments. But he was having Bhagavad Gita in his hand. And every day he used to sit in one place and he used to read that Bhagavad Gita like that. So when then others, the learned persons and others, they were used to laugh at him. And that man was crying sometimes, and he was reading and crying like that. He was looking, but he was keeping upside down sometimes the book and all. So they were laughing. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went and he saw this person is crying and people are laughing. And he asked that man, see, what are you doing? Why are they laughing at you? So that man said that I'm trying to read Bhagavad Gita. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, this is in Chaitanya Charitamrita, whatever I'm telling. Then that person, then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked, okay, why should they laugh? No, they're laughing because actually I'm illiterate. I don't know much to read and write. I'm not a literate person. So because I'm trying to read this Bhagavad Gita, they are laughing. So sometimes he keeps upside down. So they are laughing like that. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, okay, fine. So you don't know to read Bhagavad Gita. Then why are you forcing yourself? You don't know to read and write. No, my Guru Maharaj told me read Bhagavad Gita. I don't understand anything, but I'm just trying and keeping it with me every day. I'm trying like this, that's all. So my spiritual master asked me to read Bhagavad Gita. So I'm reading. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, okay, your spiritual master told you're trying to read and okay, you are illiterate. They are laughing. But why are you crying? Then that person said, see, I don't know to read Bhagavad Gita. I don't know what is there in that much. I don't understand much that so many things are there. But I see this cover. And there I see that I also know that my Guru Maharaj said, like Arjuna is Krishna is driving the chariot of Arjuna, and Arjuna is asking him to park the chariot in the midst of the army. Then Arjuna is confused and all, and Krishna is telling. But in the entire war, this Mahabharata happened. I know that Krishna became the chariot driver, and Arjuna is sitting like a master and ordering Krishna to go here and there and all. Based on the order of the master, the chariot driver has to drive. This is the basic etiquette. And Krishna became Supreme Personality of Godhead. He's such a Bhakta Vatsala. He's just coming and serving his devotee. How wonderful is Krishna's quality? How wonderful is he? See, we saw one Achyuta. We saw the quality of Krishna is described in the word Achyuta. Where are we seeing the meaning of the words of the names? I asked you to go through the meaning, not to do just like take down notes and just repeat. Okay, I also answered. No, you have to see that quality of Krishna in it. How he gives pleasure to the cows and he gives pleasure to the brahmanas. He's and to the senses. He's Govinda. That's why Prabhupada asked the restaurants to be named as Govindas. Don't worry, Bindas people. You want to enjoy food? Okay, enjoy it, no problem. How much ever food you want to enjoy. But enjoy it as prasadam. So the Govinda will give pleasure to your senses. Certainly he'll give pleasure to your senses. So what you do is, instead of directly consuming the food, thinking it will give you taste, you take prasadam, then your tongue gets used to the original taste, then it will be very nice. Your senses will real taste you will enjoy. So Guru Prabhupada said that if you open restaurants, the chain of restaurants, you call that as Govindas, like that. Govinda, we already saw, the giver of pleasure to the senses. So tongue is one of the senses, and he is giving pleasure. See how wonderful is the quality of Krishna. In this way, every name has Achyuta. We saw that, how he just obeyed Arjuna. And he is infallible. He's just coming and helping out his devotee, down to earth quality. Even though he's Supreme Lord who created everything, and there's nobody higher to him. But he's casually mixing. You see the people of this material world, a little bit name, fame, glory they got, immediately how much show off they are doing. Nobody can go near them. They cannot talk. Taking one selfie is a big deal. And that is put in the social media. He's such a nice person. He posted for one particular picture. He's earning crore of rupees from that person. Actor and actresses, they are earning crores and crores. From a simple, ordinary, casual person on the street, they are earning it. So the street person comes, it is their mandate to give the selfie picture. But only one picture is given. Oh, he's a very great person. He's down to earth. Why is what down to earth? The money is coming from here only. And you have to maintain it. Otherwise, you will lose everything. So, but Krishna is the one real hero, real creator of everything. He's just coming down and is so casually mixing. So these are all many, many qualities we can see one by one. Madhusudana, killer of demon Madhu. I don't know, but so we don't know the Madhu. We all doesn't know. But in that, Prabhupada is writing, he also kills our bad qualities. It's written by Prabhupada, earlier purports. I don't know what he said. It's killer of, I think, ignorance. Killer of ignorance, like that. So we see that quality of Krishna. In his names, in his activities. So these qualities are very appreciable. So thinking that person said that to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that thinking how Krishna became the chariot driver of Arjuna is Bhakta. They are so attached, he is so affectionate to his devotees. And they are behaving such a nice friendship. Thinking this, how he became driver, and I'm feeling like crying. I don't know what to do, so I'm just crying, thinking how Krishna is so wonderful. So then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu hugged him like anything, and he said that you already got the essence of Bhagavad Gita. You have already understood the conclusion of Bhagavad Gita, already you achieved. There's nothing more for you to know. You have achieved the conclusion. And he hugged that person. See, you see, pleasing the spiritual master, trying to please. We may not be very perfect. We are not great executors. There's nothing to be proud of. The proudness will take us far away from the Acharya Parampara and Krishna. The proudness is one of the dangerous things. It will take us very, very far away from Krishna and Guru and Acharya Parampara. It's the greatest danger. But in a very humble state of mind, the person is trying to somehow fulfill. Not forcefully, I will do that. I will somehow learn Bhagavad Gita. I will go to a Sanskrit teacher. I will learn Sanskrit. No, I already have a spiritual master. And he was just trying to do it. He was just trying. He was not doing it. The trying itself pleases the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Radha and Krishna, came as Lord Chaitanya. And he hugged that one single person sitting in some village near Srirangam, some place near Kaveri River. And that place, that person, he has just hugged him. The Supreme Lord. There were many people. Of course, Lord Chaitanya hugged many people in South India, but here this was a special case. So you get the Lord walking into your doorstep if you're surrendered to spiritual master and you're simple and humble, trying to execute spiritual master's orders. Very essential. Audience of Krishna is more valuable than any other name, fame, glory, position. Audience of Krishna. And the mercy of Krishna, the hugging of Krishna. This is not ordinary. So Krishna is watching us, watching our thoughts. So we should be very careful about what we think and what we do, what we speak. We should be really careful because we are always, they say, no, you are under CCTV surveillance, like that. So not fearing Krishna, but loving Krishna, we should be wonderful people. They say, okay, then the thief will get scared, CCTV surveillance. But sometimes they switch off the camera, but they write this place is under CCTV surveillance because they want to save electricity or whatever, or it became repair, something like that. But Krishna's surveillance never stops. It's always there. As Paramatma is sitting within the heart, whatever you're thinking, he's hearing loudly. So we should watch. We should watch ourselves very carefully. Am I doing which pleases Krishna and Guru? Am I doing thinking or talking which will please my Guru and Krishna? I will never displease my Guru. So we should be very, very careful, constantly monitoring ourselves. We should not be lazy or careless in this activities. And if we are doing we are thinking about Krishna within our heart, Krishna knows it. He will come to your doorstep. He will just come, see this person. Krishna just came, he talked, why are you crying, hugged him. Everything Krishna did. So this is very, very wonderful. And these are all some of the pastimes of Krishna also. So constantly thinking doesn't mean only the form of Krishna. His name, form, qualities, and so many pastimes of Krishna are there. Acharya's pastimes are there. So when Acharya's pastimes are always connected with Krishna. So when we remember all these things, it's all part of thinking. So the devotee of the Lord can never be free from thinking of Krishna's name, form, qualities, and pastimes. Minimum we can chant. Minimum we are driving. You are driving in the scooty or bike. You are traveling. Then you can keep singing or chanting. Who's going to ask you, why are you shouting or what? You can keep singing Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And you can go. It's a jolly ride. People do singing while working. That is a jolly ride. So thus a devotee of Krishna can conquer both sleep and ignorance simply by thinking of Krishna constantly. So this is called Krishna consciousness. They say, hey, be conscious of fire, be conscious of that. Like that they say generally. Be awareness. So here, the Krishna consciousness means be aware of Krishna always and every time. Samadhi doesn't mean that there is a graveyard. Samadhi means always remembering Krishna. We stay out of materialistic. Death is not samadhi. We don't live in this material world. We live continuously spiritually by thinking continuously about Krishna. And if you're not able to think continuously about the name, form, quality and pastime, we can we can say, not it's also very great and equal. Chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Hare, like that. Loudly or within the mind, depending on the situation. Maximum loudly, and if not loudly, at least medium. If not medium, little softly. If not softly, then at least within the mind, depending upon the situation. So this is a definition of devotee Prabhupada is giving. So as we have to check ourselves. We have to have a scale. Am I a proper devotee or not? We need to check what we are thinking. We should check our thinking process. As Rishikesha, or the director of the sense and mind of every living entity. Rishika Isa means he's the director of the sense and mind. People talk about mind control, sense control. So mind control and sense control is nothing but engaging the senses in the service of Krishna and engaging the mind in the thinking of Krishna. His name, form, qualities, and pastimes. Always remember, when we say thinking about Krishna, involves everything, not just the form alone. So, of every living entity. So, Krishna could understand. So, Krishna can easily understand Arjuna's purpose in placing the chariot in the midst of the army. So, Krishna also will know all the purpose of our thinking. Baba, be Krishna conscious. Whether you express it to him, you don't tell him, he knows. Better to stay connected. That is to your advantage. So thus he did so and spoke as follows. So very, very wonderful purport. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai. A very simple thing. You see the translation alone. O descendant of Bharata, having been thus addressed by Arjuna, Lord Krishna drew up the fine chariot in the midst of the armies of both parties. Here the word Gudakesha is there. So Gudaka Isha. Guda means sleep and Isha means the conqueror. And how nicely Prabhupada is taking us through this transcendental purport, where we can understand what we are supposed to do also, and how Arjuna is a great example for us also. Not in the, okay, Arjuna fought, I will also fight. That is not the aspect. So you see the devotee aspect of Krishna. Are you aspiring this? Are you a sleepless person to copy or imitate? So Prabhupada is telling we are not imitators, we are followers. Don't try to imitate, just follow. So it's very, very wonderful. So we'll move to the next one more verse we can see, I think, today. Prabhupada's purports are so amazing, so we'll see in detail. So next verse, Bhagavad Gita 1.25. After this, I can take some questions. If you have any questions, park it, think it, and if you think you will forget it, put it in the chat. Okay, next verse. Bhagavad Gita 1.25. भीष्मद्रोण प्रमुखतः
भीष्मद्रोणप्रमुखतः
सर्वेषां च महीक्षिताम्
सर्वेषां च महिषिताम्
उवाच पार्थ पश्यैतान्
वाक्षपार्थ पश्यताम्
समवेतान् कुरूनिति.
समवेतान् कुरुन् इति.
Translation: in the presence of Bhishma, Drona, and all the other chieftains of the world, the Lord said, just behold, Partha, all the Kurus assembled here. Read the purport.
As the super soul of all living entities, Lord Krishna could understand what was going on in the mind of Arjun. And the use of the word Rishikesh in this connection indicates that he knew everything. And the word Parth means the son of Pritha or the Kunti is also similarly significant in the reference to Arjun. As a friend, he wanted to inform Arjun that because Arjun was the son of Pritha or the sister of his own father Vasudeva, he had agreed to be the charioteer of Arjun. Now, what did Krishna mean when he told Arjun to behold the Kurus? Did Arjun want to stop there or and not fight? Krishna never expected such things from the son of his aunt Pritha. The mind of Arjun was thus predicted by the Lord in friendly joking.
Om Tat Sat. So again, Srila Prabhupada is giving a clear idea about who Krishna is and where is he situated within us, how Krishna can know what we are thinking, as the super soul of all living entities. So here, you see here, the translation, the first word which is spoken by Krishna, just behold, Partha, all the Kurus assembled here. That's all. He's not going to speak now. Only in first chapter, only this much is there. As the super soul of all living entities, Lord Krishna could understand what was going on in mind of Arjuna. As simple as that. The use of the word Hrishikesha in this connection indicates he knew everything. So Lord knows everything. That's all. Simple fact. Absolute truth. And the word Partha, meaning saying son of Pritha or Kunti, is very, very important here because they are very good friends. Arjuna and Krishna are cousins. They are cousins because Pritha or Kunti Maharani is the sister of Vasudeva. Vasudeva is the father of Krishna, and Kunti Maharani or Pritha is the mother of Arjuna. So, mother of Arjuna and father of Krishna are brothers and sisters, brother and sister. So, they are cousins. And they, in that way, they are very close friends. So, he wanted to inform Arjuna, as they are very, very close. He had agreed to be the charioteer of Arjuna. Hey, I'll drive, yeah. Today I'll drive, you drive. The cousins say, no, today I'll drive the car. No, today I'll drive. Like that, they take turns. So very casually, he has agreed, I'll drive the chariot. Now, what did Krishna mean when he told Arjuna to behold the Kurus? So Krishna is telling, look at the Kurus who have come to fight. Look there, who has come to fight. He asked, no, let me see who has come to fight. Did Arjuna want to stop there and not fight? So, Krishna never expected such a thing from the son of his aunt Pritha. He expected Arjuna understood everything. Why he is going to stop the war? He doesn't want to, he want to run away or not, don't want to fight only, let them do whatever they want. So, this is thinking within the mind. Arjuna is thinking all these things within the mind. And Krishna is telling, I know what you are thinking. As a cousin, is just telling. So, mind of Arjuna was thus predicted by the Lord in friendly joking. See, he doesn't punish, he doesn't do anything. He's our friend in the heart. Sometimes we get scared if somebody is constantly monitoring me. Sometimes they say that you're not alone, somebody is watching you, and we get scared. But this personality within our heart is very affectionate, loving, and he's a friend. And when you make decision, he respects it. He's not, even if somebody is trying to kill another person. The Lord knows, but he won't stop. He let the living entity free will. And he's not even loving Krishna. He wants the love, not at a gunpoint. You make me love me. In no minute, Krishna can make you love him. But Krishna doesn't want to do that. Krishna wants you to voluntarily give your love to him, not by force. Krishna, as Supreme Personality of Godhead, can do so many things, but he's wanting you to know. So, Lord knows the mind of Arjuna, and because generally for all of us, Lord is guiding, but we are ignoring the Lord's guidance and we are going ahead like this millions and millions of lifetimes we have done. So, the Lord himself comes with Satyavaisa avatar as spiritual master in front of us. And from outwardly, Guru will start guiding. Internally, Paramatma will start guiding. Then with both the support, will be growing. So it is always better to interact with outwardly the Guru Maharaj. Don't try to interact or talk or get guidance from the Paramatma by talking within. That is not agreeable in the devotional life. Why? Of course, we can talk to the deities. So see better externally. The reason is we are very, very fallen and we cannot discriminate between what is subtle body, what is my mind, what is Paramatma. So within our mind, we will think and we'll think that I asked the Lord within my heart and he said this, gave permission. That is nobody but your mind, your wickedness, your ignorance, your foolishness, your desire for material is guiding you. You cannot say Paramatma is guiding. So that is why we have a spiritual master, we have Acharya Parampara, that is considered authorized. So Guru, Sadhu and Shastra are the guidance. So some people say that search within. I ask within. Search within. Within me, all kachra is there. That much I know. That I am very clear. If I search within, only badbu is coming. Only great smell is coming. So better to stick with Shastra and Guru rather than this within deep meditation and other things, which may end up with the mental, what do you say, speculation. So no mental speculation, just direct action, direct outwardly talking, outwardly reading books, outwardly worshipping the deity, looking at the deities, which are established by acharyas. They are very lively, they'll reciprocate. Many pastimes are there. So we just be a devotee like that. And of course, the Supreme Lord is situated within all of our hearts. Go to sleep today with this great information that there is the super soul within our heart of the living entities. We are living entity, so super soul of all living entities, Lord Krishna. So Krishna is there as my friend within my heart, and he's very friendly. He's not taking decisions. He's not letting anybody, manipulating anybody. He's letting our free will to do whatever we want. If we want, we can align with him. If not, no need, no problem. And he'll just support us, because the jada will not move on the command of the jiva. The jada or the non-living things, your hands, legs, will not move on your command because your spirit soul. It moves because Krishna is giving permission. Okay, move. The minute Krishna stops giving permission, even though you will to move your hands and legs, you won't. Like a paralysis. A person will be alive. He'll be in coma. He cannot move his hands and legs. Or a person underwent a paralysis. Then Krishna decides, no, he'll not move. The Krishna decides that. So that as Paramatma, he has to give permission, only then the non-living things will be become active. They'll move here and there and all those actions. So like that. So if Krishna wants, he can make it. But unnecessarily is not doing unless our karma is very bad. When the karma is very bad, when a person has done a lot of sin, then his sin will take the form. Then if his hands and legs are allowed further, then he will be stopped. No, don't go into coma. For some people, Krishna himself will decide, let it not act, because they are fully surrendered to Krishna, like Guru Maharaj is fully surrendered to Krishna. So Krishna wants him to be in wheelchairs. Or I don't know the reason, but it is Krishna's will. How? Because you see, when the lockdown happened, the entire world was locked, and people were so bewildered what to do, how to do, and everything, because they were so physical. But Guru Maharaj, he had stroke, so he was very well trained. Without going into the physical, how he has to set up a digital platform. So his Facebook was there, his even Instagram was there, his YouTube channel was there, and he was inside a glass room with a mask. Already he was wearing a mask because infection will come. He had surgery. In this way, Krishna made him so digitally ready. And on the day of lockdown, I still remember that everybody was running hither and thither what to do. And there are many even devotees, they were commenting digital is bad, why you are going internet and this and that. They were asking where to mute, where to unmute, what is Zoom. They don't know what is Zoom. Guru Maharaj's first corporate Zoom account was in 2016. 14, he got the Zoom account. In 16, he got a corporate Zoom account with 10 user IDs. Even with Rajeshwar Prabhu, we asked, you want one user ID is remaining. Would you like to take some class or something in Zoom? I have one user ID. I can give you free. You can use it. Like that. Then Prabhu said that, no, I'm not using much, Guru Maharaj. You can give to somebody who's using nicely like that. And Guru Maharaj gave it to some of his leaders to conduct online. And Guru Maharaj was attending GBC meeting, everything online, and they were, all of them were objecting. And Guru Maharaj even gave training to very seniors. And they were telling, no, we want to meet physically only. But Guru Maharaj was ill. Oh, he's in wheelchair. He cannot travel so much. All the meetings he cannot come. So most of the meetings he attended online. And he was so handy. When the lockdown happened, from morning till night, Guru Maharaj's schedule never changed. His classes never changed. His meetings never changed. Only other people were not able to have meetings. Guru Maharaj was ready. But it was Krishna who was deciding whether the limb of a body will move or not, whether it's a non-devotee or devotee. But non-devotee is based on karma, and the pure devotee is based on Krishna's will. But we don't know what is the purpose the Supreme Lord is doing that to the pure devotee. We should simply be there and see that as a pastime of the Supreme Lord, and always a pure devotee in the lotus feet. And the pure devotee is struggling very hard in order to please the Supreme Lord in whatever condition he is. Like this, it's very amazing how Lord is there situated within our heart. Is a great news. We are never alone. The Supreme Lord is our best friend and well-wisher, and he's sitting within our heart. The Rishika Isa is sitting there. Okay, thank you very much. We'll wind up here. We'll go to the next verse tomorrow. That is, somebody has to make a note of what is the verse which we are going to do the next day and put it in the group. Santosh Nitai Prabhu, somebody is there. Jivesh can do, Navaneet can do, or Jivesh can do, whoever. Doesn't matter. You talk between yourself and finalize. Jivesh and all, little. Jayalakshmi can do. If she's at home, she may be a little free comparing to others. They're all working boys and girls. They're traveling in bike. So I think Jivesh is working half work, hybrid model. He can be part of some service. Whereas Santosh Nitai Prabhu has to travel. So you people can take up some service here. Just put the next verse, whatever is the verse which we finish today, and tomorrow's verse number alone. Number alone, if you put completed, the verse number, if you put also is okay. Okay, thank you very much. Any questions or comments? Hare Krishna.
Just putting the next verse, I mean, next sloka number is good enough, Mataji, in WhatsApp.
Yeah. We have to start from where. That is also good. If we can put the link also, it's good because we can just click the link and all of us can see. I am sharing anyway. But if you have group exercise or something, it will be helpful for everybody. Okay. If there are no more questions or comments, your question, somebody has else also unmuted, no? Okay. You can put Prabhu. Yes. Meeting.
Yeah, so means my question is don't try to imitate, instead follow. So means can you elaborate on this, or especially for verse 24 means then what we need to do exactly?
That's all. Following is in the footsteps. Some people may imitate, but Prabhupada is telling, imitating, you'll become a devotee. At least instead of imitating a movie star, at least imitating. But here only one aspect we are very careful, that Arjuna fought in the war and killed people. So imitating Arjuna will be dangerous if you kill people, right? So we are not Kshatriyas. So based on time, place, and circumstance, it changes. So, for example, let us take an example of during Prabhupada's time, what they did. There was no digital. So if I have to go into Facebook or not, how will I know? So we have his disciples. The Acharya Parampara continues. Then we can see how Guru Maharaj is coming and giving classes every day. Like in YouTube, my classes are there. We don't unnecessarily go and roam around the YouTube. Rather, the classes we missed, then we can attend and hear there. How to efficiently utilize will be told by Acharyas. So by being with the Guru, what you need to do is, what is being taught by Guru Maharaj and Acharya Parampara Prabhupada, only that we need to do. We won't say that Arjuna fought, so I'll also fight. Arjuna was Kshatriya's family situation is different. Everything is different, no? Your family, where you are born, what education you got, what education Arjuna got. These are different, right? So how imitating means doing the same thing. We cannot do the same thing. Because situation is different. Based on the time, place, circumstance, it changes. Things change. But the overall aspect is loving Krishna and serving Krishna. So you read the purport, then you will know that you should always remember the name, form, qualities, and pastimes of Krishna. So what I need to do, Prabhupada is answering, what Akarshik Sri Hari Prabhu has to do. Now let us ask Prabhupada. Prabhupada, kindly tell what we all should do. Akarshak Prabhu is asking. So let us all follow Srila Prabhupada. Here, telling, great devotee will not forget. That is also there. So thus, a devotee of Krishna can conquer both sleep and ignorance simply by thinking of Krishna constantly. So it's very nice that a devotee of Krishna will think, try at least. That's what I'm telling. The Bhagavad Gita pastime I told. No, I'm not able to think always. That's okay. Try. So Krishna's name, form, qualities, pastimes, we should maximum try to think constantly. So this is what we need to do. What is the difficulty? Prabhupada is our guide. How nicely is guiding.
Yeah, Mataji, for example, Arjun, he was practicing this archery, and actually for his perfection in archery, he also means, in night time he will also practice, and in daytime also.
Yes.
So let's say if we are IT engineer or some one is working in different thing. So if he will do day and night, in between only he is thinking Krishna. So means that is a correct way. Means in future, can, let's say, Krishna
Why
use
in
for
future? Right now you are in Zoom. If you are an uneducated boy, how can you come into Zoom, log in? How can you get into a breakout room and discuss? So your IT education is helping you, right? Now you installed Zoom. Your IT education is helping you. When if it is not there, there are many brahmacharis or somebody who doesn't know how to get inside Zoom. Their education is not for that, but they are very good in DT dressing. So they are doing that under the guidance of spiritual master. You can become later a preacher, and maybe you digitally you can do. And me and Prabhu want later some services from you people. You mature, and you can offer some services. To us, we are establishing complete digital Bhakti Shastri, Bhakti Vaibhava, Bhakti Vedanta. Guru Maharaj has given instruction, and he is also telling in every lecture. So you can help us. You can be engaged in service. IT doesn't mean exactly the same if you are doing .NET or Java or machine learning, and you have to do the same machine learning. Sometime maybe, sometime the around area will help you to quickly do things. Like Navaneet and all, you see, when I give group discussion, very quickly is making an Excel sheet, very quickly is entering everything and how nicely utilizing. Like that, utility is the principle. Not unnecessarily using whatever I learned, that only I will use, not like that. Arjuna also here is posed into the, Krishna put him in the war. That time, war time only Arjuna is taking the archery. Before this, every day in the forest, okay, Krishna, archery, I will use for you. And did he hit many animals and gave the flesh to Krishna? No. Whenever required, when the service is required, of course, that skill we will use. We will use. Not unnecessarily. Only for Krishna, whenever it is required. You think we won't involve you in service? We will involve you in service. Learn nicely. Apna asrartha karo upakar. So we are making you trained. Then later you be very useful to Krishna and Guru. We'll see at the end of Bhagavad Gita, why Arjuna is fighting. Is it to show his archery power, or why is he fighting? We will see that time. Right now, what we should do, you asked. Then he said, right now, devotee of Krishna will always be thinking of name, form, qualities, and pastimes of Krishna. That is what we need to do.
Okay, Mataji. Yeah, thank you, Mataji.
Thank you for asking. Okay. Vaishnav Pranam. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, गुरु महाराज की जय, निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल।